So, right, I never had a conversation like this, and I never even did this towards music, but I feel the need to do it towards music, right? I've been doing music damn near my whole life. Like hard rap, gangster talking, all that crazy shit. And when we was doing music when we was young, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a bravado in a sense, you know what I mean? And I was always pulled like to try to drop knowledge in the rhyme a little bit, but check somebody. Like it was more like a lyrical battle type, like lyrical assertion or lyrical warfare for us when we was doing it. So it's like you had to be witty with your mind, and it wasn't always about the money. Like that wasn't a thing we said. It wasn't like, yo, I got more money. That's like, that was what we called that commercial. When niggas would rap like that back in the day, we called that commercial. And like it just changed over that as the years went by, with like Cash Money coming out and other rap groups that was focusing on bling. That became like the new thing that attracted people to talk about in their hip hop or in their music format. You know what I'm saying? Like people say, oh, that's a way I could talk about that and have a way out. So now everybody rapping about streets and hustling. And back in the day when you had no choice because you was living in poverty and somebody gave you an opportunity to do something, you know what I mean, just to make a couple dollars, it was because you was poor, because you really had to get money. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody liked doing that. It wasn't like, yo, I love doing this. Nobody wanted to live in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like that was the thing to do. Nobody looked forward to that. And eventually that energy changed over to people looking forward to living that way, because that's something that we did. And it wasn't really glorified, but it became glorified because it was like the only way when you had so many blockages, right? So I understand all the bases of how music plays a role. But the reason why I'm saying this as a message is you got to be mindful of why we spoke about the hardships in the streets. It went from telling stories of actual events that passed and paying retrospect to a child growing up through these things, to people talking about what they would do or what they could do, to people who started saying what they were doing. Now it's all over the world that this is how you need to be, you know what I'm saying? And that ain't got shit to do with a person, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all taking it way left. If you was a lyricist, you should be able to have bars whenever, you know what I'm saying? Like bars is bars, you know what I'm saying? Like you should be able to spit fire bars without cursing, talking about drugs or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Case in point, I'll give you something right now. Supreme thought, supreme being, supreme light. I manifest the knowledge for wisdom to shine bright. How you think you see the moon unless in the sun bright? Women claim independence, you can never dim the light. The day's math is understanding, about to get them right. The contrast to is astral. Take flight, the only thing you're really missing is understanding the fight. Supreme, supreme. Starring these sage and weed, I'm about to take speed and entering me, mastering 55 degrees to dead E, higher and fire and cold water into samadhi. You could never know my body. Bars. Rapping is easy. What you saying and what are you passing to people to have some type of, oh, that's what you gotta keep in mind what a loud voice does. Look at a kid when you yell at them, they go like this. Even when you're being loud and happy, like you're just being loud, they like, it's because all that vibration is downloading into them at that moment. Eventually they will yell like that as a memory. We don't take in mind for what we put out. I'm telling you now, rap today is whack. I be listening to it and it's the same ish that we was like telling people that wasn't it back in the day. We used to tell people that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that it's just corny, man. You gotta put some more substance into that. I need to feel you. I ain't feeling you right now, son. And that was like that was the whole thing. Like if we couldn't feel what you was talking about, I wasn't really trying to hear you. So we would talk about, different things that would collide with a level of ignorance, but salvation in effect. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, look at Ice Cube's song, Today Was a Good Day. That was a hit. Mama cooking breakfast with no hog. I got my bone. I didn't dig out. Yeah, it was simple shit, but it was fire. It was things that it felt good today, yo. We felt the pressure of the world. We felt the pressure of people not being able to maintain their homes. We felt the pressure of poverty. We felt the pressure of disrespect because the color of our skin. We felt the pressure, period. You know what I'm saying? In every single form of fashion. So we wasn't out here like, yo, I'm about to rap about murder and killing my brother. Nah, niggas was scared of each other at some point. Like not like afraid of a nigga, but afraid to bring that much harm to your own people. It was like, because they always pushed that. Slavery, you had to fight slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I want to put my hands on my people. And then it's like, why you scared to fight your brother? And then it's like, I'm not scared. So it's like they broke down a wall of love that we had naturally for our people. Like, you could never disrespect my brothers growing up. I lose my freaking mind. Because I felt like you was disrespecting me. Like, I would feel whatever they go through in my blood. Is you crazy? That shit would flip me out. And everybody was telling me I'm bugging out. No, I'm not bugging out. You don't disrespect mine. Like, my grandmothers, my people taught me that you don't let nobody hurt your family. That was like I remember the first things I remember as words. And these came from my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, and my moms and them. Hold hands when you cross street. Be nice to your cousins. Be respectful to your elders. And don't put your hands on your family. And love your brothers and sisters. That was the first rules. Like, I don't even know how if y'all didn't get that, I don't know who was teaching y'all shit. That was the first shit that we ever heard in life. So it was like, that was branded in me, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, they was looking at me as I got older like I was bugging. I'm like, nah, yo, that's my brother. Is you crazy? I'll fight him, but I'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, we had a different level of camaraderie as far as how things went, and all that is getting thrown out of the window. People don't even care for each other no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will step right over you in the street and watch you bleed out. And this hip hop is getting carried away because the system was designed to keep everybody in a disarray. So when they started giving kids that wasn't even fully through maturity yet millions of dollars, what you expect to happen? More ignorance. They didn't have to struggle. They didn't have to go through the pull and push of puberty to manhood so they can get a value and understand what value was. They probably never worked a real summer job. You know what I'm saying? Raking somebody's yard and staying that way for like a minute. You know what I'm saying? Not no light shit and then happen to get celebrityhood. No, not no movie shit. I'm talking about some real life shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, really go through the ground and gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? Come up ugly with the dirt on you. Nobody don't appreciate you. And you dust yourself off and keep going. Like, you probably ain't even been through that because they wanted to fuck up the intention. They wanted to fuck up the principle of the dynamic of building somebody up. You got to go through this textile. You got to go through that push and pull. I don't know what they be rapping about. I know they give y'all $1 million to talk nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I challenge you to spit bars. Ain't nobody really spitting bars. You know what I'm saying? I could do this ish all day. I got more bars for you. I set somebody on flyer with this knowledge. On no smoke. But you need to be talking something that's worth somebody hearing because you got kids listening. You got elders looking back. And they want to see if you're going to make the right situation count. It ain't about what somebody told you to do. It's about what you told them you wasn't going to do. And it's about what you did when you got up in there and how you made it satisfy everything. Stand, my brothers and sisters. Stand up. You got a story to tell, but this story got to be different. We're going to talk. Take this walk with me. I challenge you, because I know y'all out there. I hear it. I hear it creeping up a little bit. I can hear it creeping up through the, it's trying to peep its head through the cracks like, yo, we coming up. Let's go. I challenge you. And I know y'all got bars out there. I know you do. Change all that what the world made you think is fire and recreate. Touch a soul. Hit the soul. Don't worry about what the ear's hearing. When you make this music this time, hit the soul. When you write it, get goosebumps. Like, oh, I said that? Yeah, you said that. NAGA.